Hello, my name is Joanne and I'm a lifelong spiritual intuitive who is also the author of two books. The Book of Love, which is a book of Mary Magdalene transmissions from the years 21 to 2025. Mary Magdalene appeared to me in 2021 at the same time I was working diligently to align my energy to Christ's love and light. And she started transmitting messages of love to me I compiled in this book. And she particularly talks about the truth of your soul and the power of love. This is going to be part of the topic of my discussion today. And the truth is, from what I've gotten from these transmissions from Mary Magdalene, is that there is a vibrational frequency to reality. And it's very interesting that in these transmissions, Mary Magdalene talked a lot about harmonics and music and how our soul is music. And this was interesting because when I had my first, really, you could call it an awakening in my mid-20s, and I've talked about this in previous videos, where I was taking creative writing classes in college. And during one of my classes, I was doing homework and I'd handwrite the assignment, sitting by water usually. I would do my homework. And what I found was happening, I would read my homework and all this information that I wrote was foreign to me. It had nothing to do with my homework. And it was all these spiritual beings that started to speak to me through automatic writing. And these beings included light beings, Archangel Michael, and a group that called themselves the physicists, and also galactics. And the galactics, the first group were the Pleiadians, and they also were associated with the physicist group because I learned a lot about quantum physics from the galactics, but also in this larger group called the physicists. And at that time, they started teaching me about harmonics, that everything was based upon sound and based upon the frequency of love. And I find that again in the Mary Magdalene transmissions, that she had very, we could say, galactic or otherworldly knowledge about the cosmos in the way she spoke about harmonics. Harmonics is sound and it's a vibration. Our souls have music to them. And I'm going to bring over the graphic that I've used in previous talks. And I realize it's kind of awkwardly big for the screen, but I'll make it work. And in this graphic, I'm going to highlight this line here, that everything above represents the heavenly kingdom. So this would be the five-dimensional world, or above, that's considered to be heaven. This is where our soul, our higher self resides. This is where the heavenly angels, the light beings that talk to me, Archangel Michael, the galactics are all in this above the 3D world. Down here is the 3D world, and it's called the Matrix. Many of us think of it that way. It's a world of duality. It's a world of light and dark. It's a world that has love and non-love. There's a world of good and of bad. Whereas in this area, it's all light. It's all love. And how this relates to harmonics is that our true, authentic selves exist in the vibration of love. When we are souls, before we incarnate into earth, we are the vibration of love. And we have DNA, and our DNA coding stays with us even in the upper dimensions. And when I took biology classes in college, I was taught the Watson and Crick model of DNA, that it's a double helix. It's two strands, although spiritually there are many more strands, but for simplicity's sake, I'll just draw the double helix. And what I learned from my guides during my awakening in my 20s and from Mary Magdalene in the Book of Love is that these strings vibrate. They're vibrating strings. So our DNA vibrates at a certain frequency. And when we're in our souls, it vibrates at the frequency of love, and everything above that, peace, joy, enlightenment, those are all the higher frequency vibrations. Now, when we incarnate into earth as babies, we still carry that vibrational code of our DNA, within our physical bodies. Our souls are bigger than our physical bodies. It also goes inside of our physical bodies, and we maintain the DNA vibration of our souls when we're born into Earth to a certain level. However, the vision I was shown is that when we're born into a physical body and we enter into the matrix, everything, this is again the heavenly kingdom above and the earth below. I saw a vision of a net. When we go into the matrix, we get trapped in this net. And I learned in my studies of biology that there are factors that can be put upon our DNA. They're called epigenetic tags that aren't our original DNA, but they influence how our DNA vibrates, influences how it works. When we incarnate as a baby into Earth, we get all these epigenetic tags upon our DNA. Okay? And these can be family pattern tags from other lifetimes, family lineages. They can be tags from our other lifetimes. And then, as soon as we're born, we start getting hit by all these frequencies of vibrating harmonics that are lower than love, that impact how our DNA functions. Okay? And so if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, I talk about the matrix programming system of all these lower vibrational people, and sometimes they're non-people, they're these entities or lower energies. I just call them dark energies so as not to empower them with any specific names, but they all work together to program and run the matrix. If you've heard the stories of the fallen angels and their bloodlines or families, they have worked diligently to try to keep humanity trapped in this net. As we grow up, we stay inside the net unless we actively heal to get ourselves out of it. Going back to the whole idea of DNA is as a harmonic, it's a vibration, and the vibration of that we want to attain to escape the matrix, to release ourselves from this net and to exist on earth, but in the vibration of love. We have to heal any of those tags that were put on our DNA. We have to release them. In addition, if we've had any trauma in our lifetime, throughout our life experiences, that also causes our DNA of our higher self to slow down in its vibration, to not function as in the love vibration as the higher self. And also, it stops the junk DNA, as scientists called it, our spiritual DNA, from functioning. But at any time, we have the ability to heal, to work on, to get our DNA strands vibrating from the energy of our higher self. Okay? And when we do that, it ripples out into the world and we help others. So what I also noticed was the whole idea that our DNA vibrates at a certain frequency, and they're like strings, like our DNA fibers are like strings. And this goes in correlates to string theory, that all of creation is based on a series of vibrating strings, and the vibrating strings are different frequencies. So our reality is dictated by frequencies, kind of like a musical scale, or in art, in a visual color scale. So everything in our reality is based upon energy, and the energy has different frequencies or harmonics to it, sound. And at the higher level, sound equals light, equals truth, equals our soul energy, and equals divine wisdom. They're all part of the harmonics of our soul. And the key to enter into the kingdom of heaven, to live at the vibration of heaven, is to exist at the vibration of love. And what I've observed over my many years of of dealing with people of lower vibration is I noticed those particularly who run the matrix system, who purposely work to keep the vibration of humanity stuck in the net. We're not vibrating at the frequency of love, at the love harmonic, in order to manifest the life we desire. What they do is they actually use harmonics, and they work diligently to pull the vibrating strings of our frequencies down into the matrix to keep us trapped there. And they do this in a myriad of ways through systems that tend to traumatize us, that keep us from knowing who we truly are, to keep us knowing our authentic selves. And that's why Mary Magdalene's book is so powerful, because she talks about the power of love, returning to it, and returning to our authentic selves, the truth of our souls. And she says it's so simple to return to our souls. It's just that we have to go back thinking from the inside and not looking at the outer world and letting the outer world influence us so much. And the only way that can truly be done is healing anything in our energy fields that are keeping us from living in the vibration of love. So it's a return to our authenticity, a return to ourselves. The people in the matrix, the lower vibrational people who are purposely trying to keep us trapped, they are purposely keeping us inside of suffering, do so by affecting us at the DNA level, at the vibrational level, which is connected to us to our emotional levels too. We have to be diligent in our daily lives to not allow them to pull us down into the world of chaos, into the world of suffering, into the world of drama, and really take a good introspective look at ourselves and what it is that we are not living authentically from who we truly are. And that's why I talk about my books so much. It's not I just want to sell books. I know in the book of love, it is truly Mary Magdalene's word. Her energy is inside the wording in the book. There are harmonics and coding in the writing that helps you to open up to your heart center, that help you to return to this vibrational pattern of DNA of your higher self, that help you to remove these epigenetic tags from your DNA so you're able to rise in the harmonic of love. So this book serves as a way to assist you to rise in that vibration. Okay, so that's one thing. A second thing I wanted to talk about is also the book that I wrote called Angelique and the Green Planet. And I just have one more cover thing I had a little technical issue to check, and then it'll be ready for me to put on Amazon to publish. But I totally love this book. This book is a story of creating peace on earth, and we do so by rippling out the harmonics of love from our hearts to send to others. And as I said before, that love is the prerequisite to peace. So when we start vibrating at the frequency of love, to get our heartstrings to dance and sing in the frequency of love, then we are able to create peace. But we have to get to love first. And to get to love, we have to heal anything that is not love. Okay? So that is the key to the kingdom of heaven, living from the love of our authentic selves. And when we rise above the matrix, we're going to be so much happier. We're going to be able to manifest the life we desire, because in order to manifest the life you desire, that your heart desires, it is from the vibration of love. These people here, I've seen firsthand, they use other people's energy to manifest what they want. They can't do it on their own because they lack love. They remind me of my run-ins with them, like the Grinch who stole Christmas. They want to take from other people. They want to pull people down to be miserable like them. And why would someone like me, who has so much love in my heart that I want to share with others, want to be like that? I don't. I use my free will choice to live from love. I choose to live from love. I choose to live from peace. I choose to live from my spiritual authenticity because it is my free will choice, the sovereign gift of my Creator, the one true creator of all, gave to all of us, and I am using the gifts given to me by the Creator so I can help others. I want to manifest a life for myself that I desire and I love, and from this I can assist people I know and people I don't know too, using my spiritual gifts. So why would I let anyone in the system pull me down? They tried. They work together in groups like many do, like many people who are not of the light. They see someone who has a lot of light and a lot of love. It irritates their dark energy attachments, and then they work along with their dark energy attachments and others to try to pull people like me down. And that's not going to happen, because I know that I have the whole kingdom of heaven supporting me. I know that all of creation exists within me, in my DNA fibers, because I've worked on clearing and cleansing my DNA for a very long period of time, and so that it vibrates at the frequency of love. And when your DNA vibrates at the frequency of love, let me tell you what happens when these people who do dark magic, and unfortunately, this is very common, I found, when people who have a lot of light and a lot of love share their love and light, and they run into people like I did. My soul put me into a village of narcissists for various reasons. What they do is they attack you, and many of them, use, here it is, dark magic on you, intentionally to try to dim your light and bring you down. But what happens when you have a person like me who's worked for many years on my energy, and I have a mission from God that I've known about my whole life to help bring peace to earth, and you send these spells or whatever weird stuff that is done, which is very low vibrational, to someone who's existing up here in the vibration of love, guess what happens to it? It bounces back. It's like a dome that's impenetrable, and it goes back to the sender. So why would you do that? Because all the stuff goes back to the person doing it. And there are many who did this, and because I am very psychic and intuitive, I could see where it came from. I could see what it was. I even saw the people sometimes who sent it and the practitioners, and then what happened to them after they sent it, because this is a violation of free will choice. But this is how the matrix works. They use all these underhanded means to try to keep the children of the light, those who have love in their hearts, from living the life of love. And that's the Creator desires for us, to live from our hearts, to live from love, to create the lives that we love. Okay, so we have the power, and Mary Magdalene talked about this throughout the book that I wrote of her words, that we have the power to rise above the illusionary world of sin. And she referred to sin, not that we've done anything wrong, it's just when we allowed ourselves to, when we feel shame or guilt or sadness, and we hold those in our energy field, our DNA doesn't vibrate at the rate at a higher frequency, and our energy field doesn't vibrate high either. It vibrates at a lower frequency that pulls us back into the matrix. So when we take time to heal ourselves and release and transmute and clear all of those lower vibrational emotions from our energy field, we rise in consciousness, and we rise to the love frequency where we can create our world the way we want. And I have love for everyone. I do not hold judgments or anger or ill will towards anyone. I don't believe in retribution of any kind. However, I do believe that karma is a necessary way, like the justice system. If people are using their free will to go against the free will of God's children, to like their free will doesn't exist, like they can't choose for themselves, then spiritual law is broken and there are consequences for that, okay? So I am one of the people who is bringing consequences because we're reaching a time, and there are others like me doing the same thing. This can no longer happen. We are reclaiming our sovereign rights as children of the light to live from the harmonic of love, to play the music of our souls in order that we may create a beautiful life for ourselves, for our family, and for humanity. And that everyone can rise above, even those in the past who have been in here, dark things, even the lower vibrational entities that work against humanity, they can awaken into and rise above. This rising of humanity and the higher vibration of planet Earth ripples throughout the cosmos. And one of the beings that spoke to me during my awakening in the my mid-20s, his name was, or is, still is, Liberius from Sirius. And he would speak to me in prose. And he was the one who told me that what is done on Earth frees the all of creation. So the galactics are able to ascend higher when we ascend higher, because we send a rippling out into the cosmos from the vibration on Earth. And in my book, Angelique and the Green Planet, the book about Angelique, she's a star being from the sky who journeys into Earth to help humanity to see peace. And she is a symbol for Earth angels. There are many Earth angels incarnated now who work to raise the vibration to love. And she does so by helping to change the seeds of consciousness on planet Earth. And that's what the Earth angels are doing. But even before she decided to travel to Earth to help create peace on Earth, one of the reasons she decided to travel here, and you can read about in the book, is because her sky had these discordant, non-harmonic ripples in this, because everything sings. And this is another point that I wanted to bring up about the whole idea of harmonics in love. Everything is music. And the Native Americans know this, and Native indigenous people who are so connected to Earth know that all life has consciousness to it, that all life speaks. It has a great spirit in it. And they can, and many Native people can tune into the Earth, and the Earth will speak to them. So in my early 20s, I started reading about Native American spirituality, and I began tuning into the Earth, and I can hear like the water singing and birds singing and what they're singing and flowers singing. Everything is music. Life is a symphony. And Angelique and the Green Planet is such a beautiful story. Like, I know I'm recommending my own book. Adults can read it, and this is such a good book for children. It's at the 6th grade reading level, but it's such a great story of hope, of empowerment, of connecting us back to the sacredness of life on Earth and to our own power, and that we have the ability to create peace on Earth. It comes from inside us. It comes from the love and light in our hearts. And when we exist in the love and light of our hearts, then we are able to create peace on Earth. This is my message. This is my mission. This is what I'm so passionate about, is assisting others to raise the vibration of themselves, to look within to the love and light of their souls, and live from the love and light of their souls, in order that I'm saying they, but you can be happy. You know what it's like to experience joy, and just like take a deep breath, and all this suffering's gone. And it, like, I just saw an image of all suffering on Earth washed away. And with that washing away of all the suffering, the earth paradise is revealed to us. And I've known my whole life that earth is not supposed to be this way. It's not supposed to be a place of suffering, that it is supposed to be a garden paradise. And that is because that's part of my mission. I know this is the truth. I don't buy into what the Matrix tells us, that life is supposed to be suffering, the illness and debt and all these horrible things. It's not supposed to be that way. And we have the DNA to prove it. We just have to wake up that DNA, our spiritual DNA, and start playing the harmonics of the kingdom of heaven that resides within ourselves and also within our heart center. Mary Magdalene, in many passages or transmissions in my book, she talks about the harmonics of love playing on the heartstrings within your own heart. We have heartstrings. They're called cordae tendineae, if I remember that or said that properly, remembering anatomy from a long time ago. But we literally have heartstrings. And when we exist at the vibration of love, our heartstrings play this beautiful melody. Our DNA helices, the strands, sing a song of love and joy, and our cells illuminate with the Christ light of who we truly are. That is the goal to attain in this lifetime, to live from the love and light of our souls, the truth to who we are, so we can manifest a life our heart desires. And that's my wish for you. That's my wish for everyone, even the people who are not nice to me at all, and I'm saying that in the kindest way possible. I wish great healing for everyone, but those who have wronged people, there is a karmic price to pay. And I did mention the only way that karma can be mitigated is if you turn inside of yourself and find the Christ love and light within. And of course, stop doing horrible things to people. That's got to stop. And you will, if you do this and you find the love and light within you, because the people who worked against me, their heart centers were closed. I could see their trauma. I could see the reason they lacked empathy from their childhood trauma. They had childhood wounds, but that's still no excuse to do horrible things to other people. It's projecting your pain onto others, and this needs to stop, okay? And when you do that, when you realize how happy are these people? How happy are you if you're doing horrible things to people? It is a sign to go in and heal. It is a sign to realize you have to heal and detach yourself from the dark energies and heal the trauma you have, so that they don't go back into your energy field. And it can be done, but it's a choice, and it's only a choice the individual can make. But the healing is offered, to all. Anyone can do that. Anyone can work on themselves. And the more of us who do decide to heal and raise our vibration to love, it makes it easier for those who decide to heal. And we make the journey easier for each other. We help each other, we lift each other up. We have our DNA helices singing the vibration of love, singing the songs of angels, singing the songs of the heavenly kingdom. And it's within ourselves, it's in our souls. And we have the ability to live from love and light. That is our birthright. Thank you so much for listening.